Yeah, so today is a lecture that we, call it what you want, but think it as a, a session, you can call it, or, just a time where we, can talk about, um, you know, uh, literature, not just about, philosophy, but, some, classic literature um, in this half hour or 1 hour. We will see how much we will get into it. But in this case, it's gonna be some works from uh, Greek tragedy called Euripides. And here's the Chicago Press version. Like this is a Chicago Press version, and like we will be reading about. Like first of all, how many of you have read um, Greek tragedy? Or yeah, I mean some of you would say um, nothing, and some, and others would say a few. Um, but when it comes to Greek tragedy, there are you can call um, four, like three or four, and those are Aeschylus, uh, and Euripides and Sophocles. Um, these are the like three main that you can call. And first of all, what makes Greek tragedy, um, you know, an effort to read? You think? I mean, when you go into the library and you see like, a Greek tragedy. Oh, I'm not sure about reading some Greek tragedy, but why are there there for us to grab? You can say. Just to plug up my. Just wait a minute. I'm just going to plug up my. See. Yeah, so sorry about it. You can jump ahead to 3:45. Uh, so like we were talking about, finding like Greek tragedy, for example, in a library. What can you get out of it? Why are these there for us to pick it up, or to read and maybe come back again, or to um, refer to it in a situation or another, or perhaps some would use it in a purpose when they are trying to express an idea in our society. um, like, what do you think? Hmm? Some would say that they express ideas that 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 has anything to do with equality between gender, and who's having right in all this, and who suffers, and and is there any cost in doing a thing in one way or in another, and do people see a course of a course of action as different from another person, let's say. They probably do, right? um so before we get into the play, which is, by the way, called Iphigenia in Aulis, I do want to tell you about why I got into Greek tragedy, which, by the way, is just only a short uh, introduction, you can say. When I read text, I feel that they are somehow feelings that are are real, uh, not not real in a sense that it is historically real, that it has happened, but real in a way that anybody can relate to or understand, and to and perhaps to like rethink about what is it that you're doing, and who's at whose cost, or who's going to um, you know be also be affected of it. um, yeah, but there are other stuff that I feel that I get something out of it. For example, let's say that there are new ideas that has to do with culture, how men were seen at that time, pick up sword, be at battlefield, and perhaps to love your wife, but also to, you could say, do whatever is your role. For example, Agamemnon, he's chosen by his people as the shepherd of the Greek army when they are assembling this army to Troy, right? So, and Agamemnon feels this duty to keep this thing forward, and yeah, which is, by the way, a great starting point, which we are going to discuss in this. So, um, if Iphigenia is really interesting. Why? Because um, there are themes like perspectives in it. What can we expect? When we do our duty as Agamemnon. People call him the shepherd of the people, or commander of the army, or as Homer puts it, the supreme leader. Um, but in this place, so let's by the way tell you about the story about it. So Agamemnon. So the story starts that Agamemnon is hearing a prophecy, um, and which says that in order to for him to all those ships to to bring him fortune, to bring his ship to Troy, um, um, Phrygia, I think, is another word for it. He needs to sacrifice, and he needs to sacrifice his daughter for it, which is, as we know, a difficult thing to say. Oh yes, I'm going to sacrifice my daughter. Of course, I'm going to do that. That's not thinking about it at all. No. So and Agamemnon feels that it is not an you can call a easy task. Uh, he he's having some anger when he's told about it, uh, and when Menelaus, by the way, which is, as the you can call him as the the main character, because it is his wife that is being taken away to Troy, which is the start cause of the war. So Menelaus comes to him and says that you know this friendship that we are having is based upon you are doing a friend, and not just a friend. You can think about some things you can do, and some things you can say no. I'm not going to do this for you. Friendship for Menelaus is based upon if you want to be my friend, uh, um, you need to be a friend to the end, which means that as we know, Agamemnon is promised to take this army, and not only to take this army, but to get to Troy, and do what he says in the beginning. If I can find, let's see here. It's gonna take a while, so. Um, okay, so here's a part where Menelaus is saying, Agamemnon, a disloyal heart is false to friends and a thing of evil. Now you I want to question, and don't, because you are angry, turn your face from the truth. I shall not drag you too hard. Have you forgotten when you were eager and anxious to lead the Greek army to Troy, wanting to appear unambitious, but in your heart eager for command? Do you remember how humble you were to all people, grasping the hand, keeping open the door of your house? Yes, open to all, granting to every man, even the lowly, the right to address and to hail you by your name. These ways tricks you try to buy in the market advancement, but when at last you won power, when you turn these habits of your heart inside out, now you were no longer loving to your friends of yesterday, no, the old ones who cannot reach you, but unapproachable. You were seldom found at home. Oh, it is vile for a man, if he be noble, when he has won to the heights of power, to put on new manners for old, and change his continency far more when he is in fortune, and able truly to secure most. Must he hold firmly to old friends. That is the good master's character. So I blame you for these things, where first I found you ignoble, and then you came to Aulis with the army, the Panhellenic host, and suddenly from being all you became nothing, confounded by the fate God given, lacking but this one thing, a favouring wind to dispatch the fleet. So the Danaans urged that you send back every ship and at aulis put an end to this toil without meaning. I remember your face then, bewildered, unhappy, fearing you will never captain your 1,000 ships or fill up with spears the field of Priam's Troy. Then you call me into council. What shall I do? You ask me what scheme, what strategy can I devise that will prevent the stripping off of my command and the loss of my glorious name? Um, let's see. Yeah, so from this we are knowing that Agamemnon is not only accepting this role, but he's worried that he's not going to achieve what this role is going to give him. He mentions with my own words to call it fame and glory. Um, and he's saying that friendship is something you don't you can't be a friend to me yesterday, but you need also to be a friend of me as well today. So that's really uh, some things to think about for Agamemnon, because he changes his mind the next. He changes his mind. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, so he's a child. He's changing his mind and saying that. Um, see here. Um, my victim to Artemis, and how I then annulled my promises. Oh, with these words will he arouse and seize the very soul of the army, order them to kill you and me, and sacrifice the girl. If I should escape to Argos, fel- they then would follow me there, and even to the Cyclopean walls to raise them. To the earth and the land destroyed utterly. Such is the terrible circumstance in I am quite helpless. It is the gods' will. Let's see here. I'm going to give you further something to think about. Okay, so do this one thing for me, Menelaus. Go to the army, take all the precaution that Clytemnestra, by the way, is the daughter's mother, or Agamemnon's wife, that is clearly opposed to it. And he says that she learns nothing of this till after I've seized the child and sent her to her death. So I may do this evil which I have to do with furious tears, and you ladies who are our guests, see that you guard your lips. So and by the way, Agamemnon is sending a messenger to giving and basically saying, oh, please send with my own words, please send the daughter to where I am, and why? Because I'm letting her to marry to a hero called Achilles. And you might ask, what, and Agamemnon is lying, or making this up to make her wife agree upon this, and so as to just send the daughter to him. Um, and when um, and when Iphigenia comes, she is, noticing some, you might call, strange features on, father. Um, um, at first she's, very glad at seeing father. Oh, let's see here if I can find it. Yeah, so with my own words, she's saying, "Oh, father, we haven't met because you were far away and I were far away from you, and so we are finally meeting, and I should hug you, right? And you should be glad at seeing me as well, and perhaps we can stay together a while till I get married and sent away, and Agamemnon is he's having his plan to him. uh, he's having his plan to him, and is you can call him a bit uh, frozen, or or he is he's unsure about what he is going to do and how he's going to going to do it, which he's still lying to, or keeping keeping the truth from them all, the mother, the daughter, and also to a little baby, which we, by the way, might not bring up as much. um and but if a genius, the daughter is noticing, uh, you know some futures, as I said, and but eventually she doesn't uh, uh, give a thought to it. but then but then the mother discovers, discovers some about it, uh, and the mother knew from the start that something are wrong, but as long as she doesn't know about it, she can't just go up, scream about it, or but till she enters what I call a tent, and there stays an old messenger. By the way, is loyal to the family in general, but you can call most loyal uh, to Mother Clytemnestra. And my mother has been getting this old man, as a you might call gift from his father, when Clytemnestra and Agamemnon, when they married. So father said to her that, oh, I need to send some dowry with you. Why don't I send this old man? So ever since, this old man become one of the most loyal, even though Agamemnon took the old man away with him, on with him on this trip, or this or this war. So when he sees the mother, he remembers that, oh, and he says, oh, I am though loyal to, if I remember something like this, I am loyal to Agamemnon, but only a portion of him. But I am still most loyal to you. And because of that, the mother seems to want to know more about it. She other words ask, is there something you're hiding from me? And he answers yes, and it basically tells her about this killing of his daughter. And Clytemnestra gets struck, and for a moment she can't believe in what his father is doing. And here, when we come to a theme, you can call it, which is reason. um, Menelaus gets Agamemnon to accept that uh, d- that there is a reason Agamemnon needs to, the leader of this war needs to accept, and that is to carry on the war. This is to carry on the war, and to do that you need to sacrifice your daughter, and if you don't do that, you are not being, as I earlier mentioned, a friend, or you are not, doing your or fulfilling your role, and you are, betraying yourself, um, from what you have said and stood about earlier on. And if you are to change your mind and saying, oh, I'm not going to sacrifice the daughter, in order to get in order to make this travel to Troy, you know working, we might use, this is this is unbelievable, although he doesn't use that word. This is unbelievable, and I cannot think about it, and you need to pick, um, and when you're sacrificing, you are sacrificing to a god. uh, so there's some good things to think about, right? um, but when Clytemnestra thinks about it, she if I can find it. See, we have here. yeah, so she's having uh, which we can call. By the way, you can skip to 3048. Um, so um, by the way, so she's having this reason and saying, see here, um, he's bringing up Helen, and why? Because you are coming in had gladness, and you are going out joy. A rare spoil for a man is the winning of a good wife. Every plentiful are the worthless woman. And so I bore you this son and 3 daughters. Now one of these you will tear from me. If any man shall ask you why do you kill your daughter? What answer will you make, or must your words come from my mouth? I kill her. You must answer that Menelaus may win Helen back, and so our child in her beauty. You pay as price for woman of evil, Helen. So you buy with our best beloved creature, most loved and hated. Uh, so he's bringing, or she's bringing in Helen, which by the way she sees as a creature of evil, that we need not to give ourselves into. Um, that if we are killing this daughter, we are giving in ourselves for her, her the evil. Um, and it is unreasonable. By the way, she doesn't use the word till then, but we can sort of think about that it is unreasonable to do that from her perspective. um, and she's saying, "Speak to me, have you ever taken account of such things in any wise? Or is your thought and need only to brandish scepters and lead armies? Well then, here is a righteous offer you should make to the army. Achaeans, you are eager to sail for Troy, then cast lots to find whose daughter must die. This would be justice, rather than slay your own child, a victim to the army, or let Menelaus, for this is his affair, kill his daughter for her mother's sake. For look, my girl is torn from me who have been faithful to my marriage. But she who has sinned against her husband's bed, she will return to prosper and bring her daughter home. And now at last answer me, if in anything I have failed to speak justly, but if my words are fair and truly spoken, be no longer mad, but wise. Repent and do not kill the girl who is your child and mine." Uh, and then she's bringing up not only that, hey man, you need to think about the cause of this war, and who you are helping, and that man you are helping should be the one who's paying the price, um, by as mentioned, sending your or killing his which is his wife, and not hers, or his daughter. um, and another interesting that she brings up uh, is the is the uh, you might call it uh, the love, or the passion for your own daughter, and and the word she's using is that, oh, this is my, or this is our daughter, don't you forget about it. And I'm not giving up my daughter as easily as you do. I will, use my reason to, counter your reason, and hope that I win over, of course. Let's see here. And essentially, Iphigenia, the daughter, is coming in, and she says, if I had a tongue of Orpheus, which, by the way, as we know, is, someone that plays instrument, so well. So Iphigenia says that she can move stones. He says, if I had a tongue of Orpheus, so that I could hum with song the stones to leap and follow me, or if my words could quite beguile anyone, I wished I'd use my magic now. But only with tears can I make arguments, and here I offer them. Oh, Father, my body is a suppliant, tight clinging to your knees. Do not take away this life of mine before its dying time, nor make me go down under the earth to see the world of darkness. For it is sweet to look on the days as light. I was first to call you Father, you to call me child, and of your children first sit upon your knees. We kissed each other in our love. Oh, child, you say, you surely one day I shall see you happy in your husband's home, and like a flower blooming for me and in my honor. Then, as I clung to you and wove my fingers in your beard, I answered, Father, you are old and reverent. Then, with love I shall receive into my home, and so repay you for the years of trouble and your fostering care of me. I have in memory all these words of yours and mine, but you, forgetting, have willed it in your heart to kill me. And we notice that she wants to make him father believe that, oh, we had our moments, and in our childhood, uh, which consist on living happily, uh, at the moment, and be together, and do some things together, but also to for you to see that I actually marry to Achilles. Uh, and Agamemnon answers, my daughter, my wife, I know what calls to me for pity and compassion, and what does not. I love my children. Did I not, I would be mad indeed. Terrible it is to me, my wife, to dare this thing. Terrible not to dare it. Here is my compulsion absolute. Behold the armies girt about by the fleet, and with them over there the kings of Greece with all their bronzen armor at their feet. None of them can sail to Ilium's towers, nor sack famous bastion of Troy, until, as the prophet Calchas has decreed, I make you the victim of this sacrifice. Here, Oshile, a mighty passion seizes the Greek soldiers and madams them to sail with utmost speed to that barbarian place, that they may halt the plunder of marriage beds and rape and seizure of Greek women. The army angered will come to Argos, slaughter my daughters, murder you and me, if the divine will of the goddess I annul. It is not Menelaus making a slave of me, nor am I here at Menelaus' will. But Greece lays upon me this sacrifice of you beyond all will of mine. We are weak and of no account before this fated thing. "Oh, shine, Greece turns to you, to me, and now as much as in us lies, she must be free." So we're noticing that Agamemnon claims that that he himself is not you, you know controlled by another's person, we might call, and especially in this case Agamemnon. She's is so into this reason that he believes, and and we notice that he seems to put uh, you know Greece, she, above, you can call his daughter. uh, and then eventually, um, the mother disagree, and she cannot see it as a solution. um, by the way, Achilles gets in and claims his honor uh, to be uh, hurt, because Achilles believes that uh, uh, Agamemnon can't use uh, his name to, yeah, so he cannot use Achilles name to do whatever he's wanting to do. If you are going to use Achilles name because you're giving Achilles a him a wife, then you should give him a wife. And in this case it's not for that purpose. uh, and Achilles feels that his pride is hurt, or wounded is another word, similar word. And and you might call for this thing, he gets, and he stands with you with the women, might call them, um, and begins to say to uh, her that, oh, um, let me defend you, or as I am alive, no Greek or no one will take life from this daughter of yours. Even if there are thousands of Greek, as he says, uh, I'm going to stay, and uh, Michael, you know, com- you, you know, let no one touch your daughter. And Iphigenia, the mother is, by the way, you know, uh, you know, very happy at this news. Not happy in a way that oh, happy, everything is going to be great again, but she's still some unsure. But this thing surely gives him something to believe that she can do something about it. Um, if the yeah, so the daughter is of course also similar, um, might easily call it liking Achilles for it. Let's and essentially Iphigenia says something that makes Achilles um, respect her. Um, I think you can jump forward 1 minute to to get to the point, or you might call it. Okay, so Iphigenia, says because now Achilles, is you might call sure, she or sort of eager, he's defending these women's, and she's he's bringing up the armor, as sort of you can imagine, that he's serious about it. He says, a daughter says, in this case, mother, now listen to me, my words. I see your soul in anger against your husband. This is a foolish and an evil rage. Oh, I know when we stand before a helpless doom, how hard it is to bear. But hear me now, it is rightful and good that we thank and praise our friend for his eager kindness. But you must be careful and see that he is not blamed by the army. Such a thing would win us nothing but would bring him utter ruin. And now hear me, mother, what thing hath seized me, and I have conceived in my heart. I shall die, I am resolved, and having fixed my mind, I want to die well and gloriously, putting away from me whatever is weak and ignoble. Come close to me, mother, follow my words. Tell me if I speak well. All Greece turns her eyes to me only a great Greece in her might, for through me is the sailing of the fleet, through me the sack and overthrow of Troy. Because of me, never more will barbarians wrong and ravish Greek women, drag them from happiness and their homes in Hellas, which is Greece, by the way. The penalty will be paid fully for the shame and seizure of Helen, and all these things, all of them, my death will achieve and accomplish. I, Saviour of Greece, will win honor, and my name shall be blessed. It is wrong for me to love life too deeply, she says. I'm the possessed of my country, and you, mother, bore me for all Greece, not for yourself alone. Wrong and injury of our country suffers, and so thousands of men arm themselves, thousands more in these ships. Pick up their oars, they dare very greatly against the enemy and die for Greece. These are thousands, but I wish my own one life to save, am I to prevent all? Where is the judgment of justice here? To the soldiers who die is there a word we can answer? None. But consider further, is it right for this man to make war upon all the Greeks for one woman's sake, and surely die? Rather in war is it far better than many women go to their death, if this keep one man only facing the light and alive. Oh mother, if Artemis wishes to take the life of my body, shall I whom immortal or mortal oppose the divine will? No, that is unthinkable. To Greece I give this body of mine. Slay it in sacrifice and conquer Troy. These things coming to pass, mother, will be a remembrance for you. They will be my children. They will be my children, my marriage through the years, my good name and my glory. It is a right thing to that Greek rule barbarians, not barbarians Greek. It is right and why they are bondsmen and slaves, and we, mother, are Greeks are free. And what do you think? Iphigenius is thinking about here. Or you might call focusing on things, and some things she's putting up in front of her instead of others. Um, you might say You might say, um, in order for Greece or for um, people, and but uh, in order to that you, my mother, shouldn't you might say quarrel with my father, because I don't want that. Um, I'll say, you might say, and you might continue saying that I don't want that, because Iphigenia, thinks that this is the reason, because I don't want quarrel between father and mother, and she gives supporting reasons to that. Greece, and the thousands um, that thousands that are up to this war. They want to to get their hands on swords, and to just come to that place that is Troy, and for what they want. Iphigenius is saying, oh, take my body away. Yeah. And by the way, Achilles is saying, this is, by the way, a side note. You can, skip 3 minutes and, get to the ending if you want. Uh, Child of Agamemnon, if I had won you as my bride, if only I would have sworn God had given me happiness. I envy Greece because you are hers, not mine, and you too I envy because Greece has chosen you, not me. To die of our country with honor too. You have spoken, you gave up the fight against God's will, and chose the thing that was good and was fated. And yet the more I see of your nature, for it is noble desire for marriage overcomes my spirit. Listen to me, for I want to serve and help you. Yes, carry you home as my bride. Uh, oh, Thetis, goddess mother, witness this. It is the truth. I'm in agony to throw myself into battle with all the Greeks to save you. Consider again how terrible a thing and how evil is death. And further down he says, noble heart, how can I ever add words of mine to these of yours, since you have fixed your will to die? Your soul is noble, who will not speak this truth. And he's basically going on that Achilles is liking the way Iphigenius is seeing about it, and but also doing it. uh, but in the end, Iphigenia does go out from this tent and go into the altar to be sacrificed. Um, but she doesn't get sacrificed as you might as they mentioned, cutting her throat, or to controlling where the man is going to hit with his uh, axe. I think the text you uses about, but a god, or something that happens which takes Iphigenius to away from the scene, uh, and they think that she's going to that she is already in heaven, another place that is not this earth. um, and just a quick side note, um, this is in itself a very interesting thing to talk about, because why is why is the offer not letting they to commit this thing to her, because because uh, offer might believe that, oh, things shouldn't get to action and be done. There might need to be some uh, uh, opposition about it. In this case, it's the divine power, or the divine that is happening, and to make us readers, or to think about. And you know even as we got our reasons, we can't make everything go as we think. uh, but yeah, so but, just to end this, or to give you some thought to think about. This is so we might notice that, oh, Agamemnon is having his to say, and um, daughter his own, but eventually gives him herself in, and the mother is finding reason why, you might ask, uh, because because uh, because I guess that a mother loves children, not for anything's sake, but for its own sake. um, and mother are not easily to give what is her, in this case daughter, as easily. And it means a much deal to her, or if you might, or if you will, it's almost a part of her. Which, by the way, later thinkers would probably use this as as an argument. Why women, or is it that women care for you know for daughters, or children in general, more than a man does? Or does a woman therefore suffers, or be affected in a way or another more, if it something changes or happens to the daughter? So yeah, anyone that have something to say, think about, maybe? Yeah, you might ask, um, you might ask, um, y- what is the culture in this? Why, when is the setting for? It is setting for, um, if you go read in Homer's Iliad, you get to know more about it. Um, so you might also ask, um, how do I get my hands on some Greek tragedy? I mean, see what you like, and you don't need to read this, uh, but if you want to read tragedy, I say just get your hands on some tragedy. And as I mentioned, it's Aeschylus, Euripides, um, and Sophocles. Um, just say, you might hear, some early in this video says that have read some Sophocles. why not begin there, and gradually began to get to other works, or see what you interest takes you. As long as you read some tragedy, um, which can be some thought provoking, um, and you know um, yeah. Oh, you might ask, what this has to do with how we feel, how we, decide if we are going to, follow reason, or our role, whatever is it that we're having. Um, yeah, I mean, I would say, in modern days, we might think that, oh, you are at work all the day. We might have we have a baby. Oh, you should devote some time to your baby, and you shouldn't be inside. Oh, I'm going to work. Not only to earn money, because that's understandable, but work more than you perhaps need. Or I mean, it is good to work for extra, but for extra, I would say, yeah, there's something to think about in this particular uh, point in life, you could say. um, hmm. Huh. Yeah, so, but this is just a little sign on. But to get back to your question, is that, yeah, I mean, you know it shouldn't be to do your role, and to do it, you know blind, you might call it. There is some other things, um, along with it, that you can ponder about, or think about, and choose what might be important to you, and some things you might not need to do, on your duty, on with your role. And you know maybe speak to yourself. Oh, what is it that you are giving up, uh, in cases you might know, but certainly if you read this, you might have another, you might value the other things along it more than you thought, you can say. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for being here, and let me know if you have something more about it. But I'll just end this session.